John, thanks for taking a few minutes today out of your busy schedule just to share with us a few things. I know I kind of teed you up for this. We're putting together some video testimonials for our prospects and those who are interested maybe in saying yes to working with GSD to help their businesses grow and do the things that they are trying to get done. So thanks for making a few minutes for us today and time for us.
You bet.
So to get us rolling, really, I'd love it if you could just spend a minute introducing yourself and then maybe answering the question along the lines of like, what made you originally say yes to working with GSD?
Well, I'm John Beaver with All Storage Products. We shorten that and go by ASPI. We are a woman-owned business. My wife owns the majority of the shares. We bought the business back in 2020, and it was basically just selling lockers. That was their main product line. They sold a little bit here and there of some other things, but nothing was a focus. So we bought the business, and 98% of it was a locker business. 98% of it was with one vendor, and 98% was through general contractors. So,
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
We call that concentration risk. That's not good for sure. And thinking about buying the business in 2020, if my memory serves me right, like you guys bought the business and then like the next week the pandemic started or something, right?
yeah, we bought it in March of 2020, which was really great timing for us, wasn't it? And so it provided challenges in and of itself. Not only did the business provide challenges the way they had built it prior to us purchasing it, but with COVID, it provided all kinds of challenges with customers, with vendors, suppliers, material. It was amazing. And most of our business is steel, so just about everything we sell is steel. And so back then, that was a major problem with steel manufacturers shutting down, steel manufacturers
Mm,
reducing output and all of that. So it really caused a lot of headaches.
crazy. So what made you say yes initially to working with GSD?
Well, it was a low point for us and our business. Um, you know, just here early working one morning, and I got a call from Bobby, and Bobby called and introduced himself. And as I sit there and listened to Bobby, it was very personable phone call. It was not a typical sales call. He seemed genuine in what he was saying. Seemed genuine in his approach. It was not a typical sales call that we get,
Mm,
and I get many of these a year from different people
I
wanting to
bet.
help. So it wasn't a typical sales call, and it got very personable with us, with me as we kind of talked and kind of started a relationship. And the relationship is key for me because that's how we handle our business and with our customers and our vendors is we pride ourselves on just building relationships, and that's a success for our company is relationship building.
And so that was because you felt that relationship, we weren't just trying to pick your pocket, that
Yep.
gave you the feeling that you wanted to say yes to working together.
Well, it gave me the feeling at first just to say, hey, let's explore this,
Yeah,
and with them. And I explore a lot of different calls when the people call. But
sure.
I'm either turned off or turned on pretty quick on it. And I was turned on by this, and I just wanted to explore it a little bit. So it started just exploring and quickly turned into, let's give this a shot and see, how it can help us.
Yeah, so talk with me a little bit about how we have helped you. I know as we were kind of setting up this conversation today, we talked a little bit about, the work we've done in pricing strategy and profitability.
So we knew when we bought the business there was a problem. Well, let me say this: we really uncovered the problem after we got into the business, after we purchased. Not everything was upfront, of course, and
Mm,
not everything was truthful. So, within just a few months, we really had uncovered a lot of problems with the business, a lot of untruths that were explained and told
mm,
up front. So, and that really it really backed into the numbers and what we started uncovering there. So one of the first things that we did with GSD is we looked at the numbers. They looked at the numbers with us. We'd already uncovered a lot of the problems. But as we really dug into it, they made us look at things. They asked questions different ways, and we were able to answer the questions and
mm.
uncover more of the problem. And it really came back to the profitability of the business, and it was not very profitable at all. And so, we were already underway trying to raise our profit margins and stuff like that. But getting us to look at some things a different way, looking at gross profit and also looking at our net profit, and so our goal now is to get our net profit to 10%. That is our goal today. And that is a new goal that we have set working with GSD, is the net profit goal. We've raised our gross profit and done things there, looked at the different product lines, added products, and so forth. But our focus now is raising our net profit.
That's incredible. And you guys have done an amazing job with that. And you just made me have some memories. I mean, when we looked at some of the projects you inherited, they were actually very upside down or negative. Like the more of those projects that we did, the worse it got.
That's
Uh,
right.
so it's been nice to clear most of those out, right? I'm not sure we have too many legacy projects left in the hopper.
We don't have too many. We cleared out all of the previous owners' jobs and projects, and now we're just cleaning out some of the last couple of salespeople that have left and the problems with their jobs. So through all of that, and that's been um, part of the uphill battle is how do we clear out those projects and actually make a profit? Because, like Curtis said, a lot of them, the profit margin was not there. And, I think we're on our last job of losing money right now. So, which will be great to have that one under our belt and behind us and moving forward even
Come
more.
on. So true. So true. So anything else around pricing, profitability, pursuit, kind of prospects you pursue in the marketplace, maybe some of the work that we've done there to shift the focus away from, 98% lockers, 98% one vendor, 98% one customer.
So, it's kind of interesting because we noticed a lot of things before we bought the business that we were wanting to change, and we quickly realized other things that we needed to change after we bought the business. And then after bringing on GSD, you know um, Curtis was able to help us focus on certain areas. One of the areas that we focused on early on was, well, there's several areas. There's a lot of areas.
Sure.
We focused on more vendors and different vendors and the right vendors.
Mm.
We focused on moving away from our general contractor business, and moving away is not the right word. We actually started going more direct with finding as many direct customers as we could find
Yeah.
instead of going through general contractors. We still have our general contractors. We're always going to have our general contractors
Yeah.
business. But what's interesting about our general contractors today is they don't just look at us as a locker business, what the business was built around. They see us as more than a locker company, through our sales efforts. And that is, we sell pallet rack, we sell shelving, we sell mezzanines, we sell so many different things, and it fits
So
into
many.
a new construction of a job. And so, as Curtis has helped us, and Bobby have helped us refocus our thinking, where we're not just a locker business, and staying up on that. That was a big key for us, and being able to sell direct. You know, and that's been a hard
Totally.
thing for us to change in our sales folks, because it's easy for them to sit behind a desk and do a quote and do it at a low margin. It's another effort to get out and build those relationships. And that's something I said
So
from day
true.
one. And what, Curtis has helped us focus all of our employees on is it's all about relationships. It's all about product knowledge. And finally, on that, it's about putting our customers' minds at ease. Excuse me. Our market is, um, well, in our market, we have a lot of fly by night competition.
Mm.
They don't care about margins and they don't care about the end user and they don't care about the final product. We never go into a job looking for a one and done. We always go into a customer, whether it's an existing customer or a new customer, and it's about a return on our investment. It's about getting a second job, getting a third job, and building a future and a foundation for our company with
Mm-hmm.
having a customer that is looking for us as more than a one and done job. Now, we get a lot of calls and it starts as a one and done, but most of the time, the majority of the time, it's not a one and done job because we have done things right on the front end about building that relationship and building that trust. Sales is
Yeah.
all about trust. If you don't have the trust from your customer, you don't have a sale.
Yeah, and you guys do a great job of putting your clients' minds at ease, which is, I think, kind of that's one of the we call that our market dominating position, right? That's what really separates you from your competition and has started to allow you to not have to compete so much on price because you deliver on that messaging, which is we know is so important. Well, John, thank you so much for making a few minutes for us today. I know somebody out there is going to watch this and it's going to encourage them to say yes to GSD, help get them over the hump, experience all the amazing things they hope to experience by being business owners. Kind of was looking back at the calendar. Do you realize you are one of our longest term clients? We've been together now about 4 years, if you can believe that. So, just kind of in wrapping up today, can you just share a word around like what keeps you saying yes to doing our work together?
That's believe you me, we don't keep people around very long like that. Um, the one of the biggest reasons for GSD, Curtis and Bobby, and what has helped us and what has happened to us is we have weekly calls with them. Um, they hold us accountable for what we're working on and where we're trying to get to and our goals and how we're going to achieve that. But early on, one of the big things is Ashley worked with Curtis a lot on our cash flow and our vendor problems, and that we were having problems with vendors
Mm,
and our cash flow from customers. And so that weekly call was a huge benefit for Ashley is, thinking about things a different way, looking at it from a different perspective and getting over those hurdles with our vendors. When our margins
mm,
weren't there and we didn't have the cash flow that we needed, you know, you know, just helping her figure out ways to handle that and relaying that to me to make some calls that needed to be made and how to make those. And then it really went into our marketing and our strategy as we
yeah.
we strategized together and we developed a lot of our goals and our objectives for the next year. And did we achieve what we needed to this year? Or, well, let's put that to a goal next year and let's make sure that we achieve it and how we're going to achieve it and just kind of putting a plan behind it.
Mm,
So that was huge for us that we could work with somebody on our team and try to look at things from outside the box looking in. And we just felt comfortable partnering with them and what they brought along the way. And they were always there, to make a phone call and ask a question and get some advice. So that's why we're still doing business today is because we have those weekly meetings that we can bounce ideas
mm.
off of.
Man, I sure appreciate that feedback. We love working with you guys. It's such an honor to get to serve you in the way that we do. And I just to hear you say that means so much to us. I mean, it's kind of the whole reason we do what we do, because we love doing those things when people like you and Ashley just invite us to have a seat at the table and collaborate together to have an impact in your business. We appreciate that so very much. So thank you, John, again for making the time for us today. Appreciate you so much, man, and looking forward to 2025 together. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you,
right,
Curtis.
man. Yep, yep. Bye bye.
All right, bye.